Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, your main proprietor, Tenkar's Tavern blog. So, if you go to look at the bottom of the screen here, you see a scroll. Well, scrolling words. Um, Tenkars-tavern.games/DTRPG takes you to Drive Through RPG. If you make a purchase using that link below, a portion of your purchase price portion of what you a portion of the price you pay would go to support the tavern, and as always, we do appreciate it. Now, on to the story. Got this from Bell of Lost Souls. Wizards of the Coast quietly replaces AI art in Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants. Well, what do we got going here? Last week, Wizards of the Coast quietly replaced 13 AI enhanced. Now they're gonna say enhanced. I'm gonna say AI shortcuts. They really weren't enhanced. Enhanced makes you think that the art was better with AI. That's not the case. Okay. WotC quietly replaced 13 AI enhanced pieces of art in Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants on D&D Beyond. D&D Beyond means they replaced it in the digital version. Remember, there are no PDFs of the WotC 5e material beyond the 5e basic game. There are no PDFs. If you want it in digital, you got to go to D&D Beyond. AI generated art caused quite a stir in the D&D community earlier this year when Bigby Presents Glory of the Giants was released. If you missed the earlier controversy, and if you watched this channel, you probably didn't miss it. It was pretty big, and it's still going on, by the way. Right? We have Kickstarter saying, oh, I got to update on Kickstarter. Actually, I'll say that to the end. It began after readers noticed odd details in previews of certain monsters. The illustrations in question had several odd details, including messed up feet, armor details that didn't really match or make sense, or strange, blurred, misty sort of elements that made no sense. Yeah, it's like, why is this creature here fading out like it's maybe it is a ghost? I don't know. I would have thought it would have been a giant. I could be wrong. For instance, from the Forsworn here, people pointed out that both hands are at strange angles. They certainly are. And one is ripped, the other almost looks skeletal. The one gripping the axe has a weirdly recessed pinky, while the feet just sort of disappear into a weird transparent mess. This is an artist being lazy. Don't know the artist in question. I'm making a general statement, but when you do this using AI enhanced art, you're doing shortcuts because you figure nobody's going to figure it out. Well, you know what? People figured it out. The situation came to a head and was quickly resolved when WotC contacted the artist responsible for the pieces in question and the use of generative AI in the design process was admitted. Again, how is that enhanced? I don't understand how they're claiming this was AI enhanced in the article. It's not enhanced. Okay, it's an AI shortcut. It's an AI, I don't know, the quick, like they said in Nights at the Dinner Table, right? I'm going to do the quick painting job on my minis. This was the quick painting job, but with AI to look better. We require that artists refrain from using AI art generation tools as part of their art creation process for developing D&D art. And not for nothing, you could use that in your process for inspiration, for guidance, but you don't take it and just make a few changes to it and say, hey, that's my original composition. Alongside the updated policy, WotC through D&D Beyond promised to recommission the impacted artwork. Then, not long ago, owners of D&D Beyond's version of the Glory of the Giants discovered that the generative AI developed artwork had been replaced, about 13 pieces in all. WotC replaces AI art in Glory of the Giants. Of course, the change only applies to the digital edition of the title. Those who bought print versions will have the relics of the hazy time before the policy was solidified. No, before there was a policy. Prior to that, there was no policy. But if you have your title on D&D Beyond, you can go see the changed artwork for yourself. Pictured above, you'll find a new version of the Frostmourne, which has much more purpose and poise to its pose. The details aren't randomly scattered about, but there are more pieces than just that. Some of the primal dinosaurs, like the Allosaur and Registor, have updated artwork. So I guess that's the new version. This was the original version. New version. Original. Because you're using keywords in that original version. And they go, same thing goes for the Registar, but I don't see the two different versions of that one. So, interesting, right? They've made their policy. They're sticking with it. Well, Kickstarter has a policy, right? Kickstarter's policy is, well, if you have AI art, you have to indicate you have AI art. Well, I've been told by sources that yes, you have to tell them if you're using AI art, and if you're using AI art, your project won't get approved. That's what I'm hearing. So, although they're saying you can use it if you indicate that you used it, it aren't going anywhere. Sucks to be you. Again, I am not taking a stand on AI art. That's not the point to these videos. The point is to discuss AI art, generative art, AI writing, AI DMs. This is stuff that's coming. How are we going to respond to it as a community? How are we going to respond to it as consumers? How are we going to respond to it as creatives? You're not going to stop it. So how do you respond to it? How do you deal with it? It is here. It's not going away. Yes, you can keep it out of certain projects and products. That is responsibility of publishers and creatives. But hey, there are board game companies that are like, why should I pay an artist to do basic artwork when I can just have a computer program do it for basically free and make my project cheaper? And they'll tell you to save the consumer money. So where's that line drawn? You tell me where the line is drawn for you. I'd like to hear. Folks, on that note, tomorrow night, there should be a live stream. It is the first Friday of the month, so it should be Glenn Hallstrom. We should be doing, Dungeons and Discourse? Or Dragons and Discourse? I forget what we do at this point. It's two old guys talking in the LSR. What more do you want? Folks, as always, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those dice, roll them well, and I will be back tomorrow. God bless.